I owe my audience an apology. I need to apologize. I know I've been dogmatic as much as others have been dogmatic, but I have now stumbled upon the evidence. I have seen it for myself. I was the doubting Thomas. It is clear there is a Democrat conspiracy to steal the election. I have seen the evidence myself. A deep state, I guess, a coordinated deep state effort. It's real. There is an effort to steal the election for the Democrats. I no longer doubt it. In fact, in Georgia, it's being coordinated by a Barack Obama donor. A multi-time Barack Obama donor and voter is in Georgia. And at the same time that the Democrats, I don't even know if it's a coincidence. I assume it's not a coincidence. If I was that wrong about all these things that were coincidences, maybe this is not a coincidence. On the very day that a Democrat group has started putting up billboards around the state of Georgia, this Barack Obama donor has stepped up and amplified an effort to suppress the Republican vote. Democrats are putting billboards around the state of Georgia saying, Republicans, why bother even voting in January? That's these billboards. They're around the state. They don't deserve your vote. Why bother voting? Things like that, suppressing the Republican vote, and the Obama donor going out saying that you shouldn't go vote for Loeffler and Perdue. The election was stolen anyway. In fact, in 2014, Barack Obama was on the verge of a supermajority in the Senate. No president in decades has had a supermajority in the United States Senate, and Barack Obama was on the verge of getting a supermajority in the Senate. It wouldn't matter if the Republicans tried to filibuster. The Democrats would have the votes to override the filibuster immediately and move forward with anything they wanted. They could do any treaty they wanted. They could have ratified the Paris Accord as a treaty and locked us into it. They could have ratified the Iranian deal as a treaty and locked us into it if Barack Obama had gotten that supermajority. And his donor in Georgia stepped up to help him make it happen. Barack Obama's donor rallied to Michelle Nunn against David Perdue. Gave Michelle money and support. Michelle Nunn was Sam Nunn's daughter. The Democrats thought she would be the safest pick to advance their cause in the Senate and secure a supermajority, and Obama's donor was happy to help. Rallied people against David Perdue. And now is back in Georgia, trying to suppress the Republican vote against David Perdue again, having been unsuccessful stopping him in 2014, trying to do it now. I was wrong. I was wrong. There is clearly a Democrat effort to steal the election. Yesterday, in the metro Atlanta area, the Obama donor, the Michelle Nunn donor, the Michelle Nunn supporter who voted in the Stacey Abrams primary, took to a stage and told people there was no reason to go vote for David Perdue. Told Republican voters they should just give it up and stay home. That would be Lynn Wood. Turns out your Kraken is a deep state plot. I was wrong. I thought they were just crazy. Lynn Wood is a longtime Obama donor, it turns out, and a Democratic voter. Lynn Wood stood on stage yesterday and told Republican voters they might as well not even worry about it. And if the election was going to be stolen, just stay home. The election was rigged.
Get a special session of the legislature now. Do not be fooled twice. This is Georgia. We ain't dumb. We're not going to go vote on January 5th in another machine made by China. You're not going to fool Georgians again. If Kelly Loeffler wants your vote, If David Perdue wants your vote, they've got to earn it. They've got to demand publicly, repeatedly, consistently, Brian Kemp call a special session of the Georgia legislature. And if they do not do it, if Kelly Loeffler and David Perdue do not do it, they have not earned your vote. Don't you give it to them.
There he is, the Obama supporter. He also supported John Edwards. He supported Barack Obama. He supported Michelle Nunn against David Perdue in 2014. And there he was on stage yesterday urging voters in Georgia, Republican voters no less, with Sidney Powell, to stop voting Republican, to don't show up in January. It turns out it is a Democrat doing it. Yep, I've got his voting record here, confirmed by the Secretary of State's office. In 2006, as Republicans were sweeping across the state of Georgia, Lin Wood was voting in the Democratic primary. He even voted in the Democratic runoff primary in 2006. That was the year Nathan Deal was running for governor of the state of Georgia, was it not? He voted in the 2008 Democratic presidential preference primary for Barack Obama, also giving Barack Obama some thousands of dollars. In 2010, he voted in the Democratic primary. I guess 2006 was the Sonny Perdue election. 2010 was the Nathan Deal election, and instead, Lin Wood voted for the Democratic primary. In 2016, he did not vote in the Republican primary for Donald Trump. Didn't do it. In 2018, he voted in the Stacey Abrams primary. He also gave a bunch of money to Democratic candidates in the state of Georgia, in the state legislature. In 2020, he did vote in the general. He didn't vote in any of the primaries in 2020. The Secretary of State's office confirms this is his record. They did so at a press conference yesterday. Democrat, listed in the voter file as reliably Democrat. He gave money to Michelle Nunn. He gave money to Barack Obama. He gave money to Jim Martin. He gave money to John Edwards. He's a Democratic donor. He opposed David Perdue in 2014, and now he's on a stage trying to hoodwink Republican voters, telling them to don't vote Republican, don't vote for Loeffler, don't vote for Perdue, don't vote for him, don't do it, stay home. The same day a Democratic front group is running billboards across the state of Georgia saying the same thing, telling Republicans, give it up, you can't win. Who knew? The deep state Kraken turns out to be a Democratic plot to suppress the vote. I was wrong. All of you have been telling me that it was real, that there was a Democratic plot to steal the election. I was wrong. Yep, turns out there is one. Here it is. Lin Wood and some people, none of my listeners because y'all are too smart. But y'all probably have friends who have been hoodwinked by Lin Wood now. Lin Wood is reliably Democrat according to his voting file. And in being reliably Democrat, he opposed David Perdue. 2 consecutive elections now, he's done what he could to help the Democrats pick up the Senate. And what would happen if people listened to Lin Wood? They would hand the Democrats the Senate, and they would wipe out Donald Trump's agenda. The agenda Lin Wood says he likes. And why would you let that happen? Why would anyone let that happen? I don't understand why anyone would want this to happen. And because I know you guys are smart enough not to fall for what Lin Wood is telling you, but you may have friends who have bought into it, and they need to know he's part of a Democrat plot to keep people home and not vote. If you text the word data to 33777, I'll send you what I wrote this morning. I've got his voting record. You can show it to your friends. The The Secretary of State's office circulated this. The governor's office circulated this yesterday. Lucian Lincoln Wood, born 1952. White, male. His address is redacted. And there's his vote. 2006 Democratic primary. 2006 Democratic primary runoff. 2008 Democratic presidential primary. 2010 Democratic primary. 2018 Democratic primary. 2016 no vote for Donald Trump in the primary. Donor to John Edwards. Donor to Barack Obama. Donor to Michelle Nunn. Donor to multiple other Democratic candidates in the state of Georgia. And now he's on stage telling Republicans stay home. Text data to 33777. You can see it for yourself. You don't have to take my word for it. You can see it in writing. You can see it. There's the Democratic plot to steal the election for the Democrats. This is a suppression effort. This is a voter suppression effort to shut it down. This is a voter suppression effort to take it from the GOP. Is it a coincidence? Now I wonder, I have to wonder, is it a coincidence that he stood on stage in Atlanta telling Republicans stay home, don't vote on the exact same damn day that a Democrat front group started putting up billboards around the state of Georgia with the same message? Is it a coincidence? Is it a conspiracy? All I know is people have been expecting a Kraken. What they got is a Barack Obama donor telling them stay home.
I really do like his opinion on